Good morning. Y'all caught me sipping here. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. Woo. All right. What I wanted to do, morning Rodney, is I want to make sure everybody's clear on what you have to turn in tomorrow for the draft of your summary paraphrase, okay? Yesterday, oops, oh I hate that. Do you ever, the voice thing came on, so everything I was saying just got done. And I didn't touch anything, but that's what it did. Yesterday, I had so much confusion in my two classes that by the time I got to the second one, we spent 30 minutes just making sure it's clear. That's one reason why. I hope you saw the announcement that I posted yesterday. Maybe, maybe not. The announcement says, 9 messages from you guys. Okay. I'll have to, no, that's, yeah, I'll have to come back into that. I got my computer updated yesterday, so hopefully I'll be able to use it at home now instead of having to use something else. Okay, so I'm going to come look at the announcement just to make sure you're clear on what we're doing. Okay, so you're going to create a single document for the summary paraphrase assignment. You're going to have the normal heading on it. It's supposed to be double-spaced. Okay, this is just flat dab out. If you turn in something single-spaced to me now, I'm not going to grade it. I'm going to put a 0 on it and send it back to you. You've got to pay attention when I tell you to do something. And I'm not necessarily talking to every single one of you. There's just some people who aren't paying attention. And by not doing what you've been told to do, it shows you don't care about what you make in this class. So you're going to get a 0 if you can't format something correctly. So, here we come back. So you're going to have a single document, the correct heading, double space, the title will be summary / paraphrase, and then the very next thing underneath the title is going to be the citation for the source. And if you go look in course resources or in the summary folder in this week 8, you will see how to create a hanging indent. I made a quick video after class on Tuesday and posted it in there so you have access to it. And everybody kept asking me about word counts. The issue with me giving you a word count on the summary is, all I've told you is you have to have a minimum of 900 words in your article. Because I have somebody who emailed me yesterday who has a 5,000 word article. I can't tell them how many words it's going to take to do it. The summary covers the main ideas. It's not every idea, it's not details, it's the main ideas. So I had a student come in yesterday and sit with me. The student comes in actually he's come in both days this week, but he comes in at least every Monday to ask for help, and that's not a problem. I don't mind helping. But because of that, that's one reason why we got the announcement. Figure that if you've got a 1,000-word document, your summary should be 1/4 to 1/5 of the length of the document. But she was like, that means I have to write 1,000 words. I was like, no, the longer the document, no, don't feel like it's that way. That's why you see that it says 1.5 pages, a page to 1.5 pages. Normally your summary should be no more than a page. That's provided you're not 16 pages, 5,000 words, sometimes, I assume everybody's going to go for the shortest article they can find. Okay, guess what it just did? I promise you, let me just get out of that. Oh, actually I need to text and tell them I don't have, I'm missing Health Center, and I'm missing Last Buddy. It just hit me. Oh, now I have to try to tap out the word Last Buddy. Okay. All right. Morning, Ree. So figure a page, maybe 1.25 pages maximum for your summary. I can't tell you how many words that is, but that doesn't mean, use 20-point font and then you've only got 10 words in your summary. Okay, so don't do that kind of stuff. So when we go back and look at that announcement, it says between 200 and 250 words long if you're talking about a 1,000-word document. If you've got 1,500, you might need to do 300, 350. It just depends on the ideas in it. It so happens that the student who was in my office yesterday had an article that had headings in it. And, those headings are awesome because the headings give you the sections that you can, you have your big main statement and the article, such and such, by the author. The author mainly focuses the report on this issue. In the first section, he does this. Smith later goes on and talks about this. In his third section, see how that drives your organization. But, I'm sitting here using my hands so you guys can't even see me. But when you summarize an article, you do it in the order in which the article is written. Okay, it's like so as I read through a summary, I can tell what was at the beginning, what was in the middle, what was at the end of the article, okay? So that's what we're looking at. And so that's what the announcement says. So when you get done with the summary, hit a space, just type in the word paraphrase. And then underneath that, you're going to go back up to your article, not the summary. I don't want you to paraphrase something you wrote. I want you to take a sentence or a couple of sentences of at least 30 words and then paraphrase them into your own words. So we're going to talk about paraphrasing in a minute, but let's go in and we'll do that. So actually what I'm going to do, employees, I'm going to go in, find an article really quick. Oh, wait, it's underneath academics. I know where it is. I just have to figure it out. I don't know why it's not in alphabetical order, but library's not there. The other option is if you still are having trouble finding articles, all you have to do, hopefully you all found articles by now. You can just type in South Plains College Library, click on that link, and it'll take you straight here. So as you scroll through, don't fill anything in this search box up here. That's a guide. That's not a search thing for the databases. You have to be in a database, so you go down to General Article Databases. The bottom one, the easiest one to use is Opposing Viewpoints. There's a reason why I'm pushing you to that one, because it's a lot easier to deal with those documents. And I'm just gonna type in death penalty, because that's the easiest one for me to search. And again, if you still are not sure about a topic, there you go. I'm gonna grab one, I'm gonna go into the news articles, because news articles tend to be shorter, because they're published in newspapers, limited space. And so, and once you click on it, you have Virginia One Step Closer. That's 806 words. That's not long enough. You have to have at least 900. 916 words. Okay. And that's June 30th, 2021. That's pretty current. So I'm just going to select this article and use it for a summary. I heard from people that you couldn't download articles. Well, guess what? You can email them to you. So you just send to, don't select Google Drive, don't select OneDrive, just send it to your email. That way it'll be on your computer. You don't have to go up and go through and get it, sent to you in some strange way. So there, I'm sending it to me. I'm just going to say DP2, because I did this yesterday, so I already have DP1. And it's got full text. I don't have to worry about anything else.
Health Center
because
is
I know
finally
that full
here.
text citation that full text will also have a citation. So now it tells it's been sent to me. Let me go into my personal email. I haven't been into my personal email. There's probably a couple hundred emails in there. Oh, there's only 60. That's awesome. Okay. So, all right. I don't have that email yet. It's moving a little slowly. Yesterday it was in there like that. So, let me go check my spam, see if it went in there. Nope. Go back into inbox. Okay. When in doubt, let me go back to that article. I'm going to send it to my SPC email this time. It's nice to have that default from, okay, I can pretend I sent it to myself. All right, email confirmation. Let's go see, maybe it showed up in, there we go. That tells me I got that email. Did you hear the ding? Yeah, it just told me it came in. Let me get out of focus, or into focus. There we go. So what happened here was that it sent it to me in the message. It didn't do it as an attachment, but that's okay. I can just come in here, click, and drag down to the bottom of the article. And I'm going to take everything there, highlight it, go into Word, the very last W, slowly opening, okay. Because it's a copied article, I'm not going to tell it to double space, I'm just going to paste it in there. So there's the article, right there. That quickly I got a copy of it. I would go File, Save As. Now, I'm going to, since I have my summary folder open, maybe, being a little cranky. All right, we're going to go DP2, Word document. I'm going to go back and make sure that it's in my, yeah, okay, I'm in the right drive. And sometimes Microsoft works a little slowly. Dun-dun-dun. Okay, so now if I were, if I were going to create the summary paraphrase assignment, I'm going to copy this. That is the source citation. If you look down here, hold on, let's do this so you can see it a little more easily. I'm just going to take it about 20, okay? Oh, wait. It's at the bottom of the article, not at the top. Okay, so, right, can you see how it says source, copyright, source citation, MLA 9th edition? That's not part of the citation. The citation begins with Mr. President. What that tells you is that this has no author. That's what we're finding out there. So I come down here and I copy through access date and the period at the end. I'm going to copy that. File new. Now I'm opening up another document. This is going to be my summary paraphrase. I'm going to go in your name, Ms. Thompson, English 1301-443. I'm doing the high schools, and it's due tomorrow. Notice I didn't write summary paraphrase draft. There's nothing more irksome, then you turn in your final paper and it says compare and contrast draft. Or it says narrative draft when it's the final one, okay? So now I've got to take it off of center. Now I'm going to copy in. There's the citation. Woo, that's big. So I'm going to take that down to 11 points. Okay. Okay. So now everything's the same size. According to my video, if you watch it, all I've got to do is put my it didn't do a double space either. Okay. So I'm going to highlight it in this instance so I can make a double space. That's what happens sometimes when you're dealing with databases, okay? Now I need to put that hanging indent in there. I just put the cursor up in the top one. I come over here to paragraph to that little square here. I'm on indents and spacing. The indentation is the second one. I go all the way over to special and I put it on hanging. I could see where it would go. This is exactly what I did when I did the video. And there it's in there, okay? So what I have to do after I copy the citation in is I need to go back and take the hanging indent off, because if I don't, let's see here. See, pretend I'm typing the summary, okay? If I do it like this and I don't take the hanging indent off, it gives me a hanging indent on everything after the first line. So I've got to take the hanging indent off. And it's not difficult to do. You just go back up to paragraph, go to special, and make sure that you highlight none. And now when I type the, hold on, this is a little bit different. I will go in the article, and I'm going to cheat. You see what I just did? I copied the title of the article. In the article, Mr. President, keep your promise on death penalty. I have to make one change. I got to get rid of that period inside those closing quotation marks. I'm going to change it to a comma. The author discusses. I don't know who wrote it. So I'm going to go with the notion it's a singular author. So in this instance, discusses the need for President Biden and so on, okay? And then then I would go, the article also examine, see how I would do it. I can alternate between the author and the article on this one. So I've got so many lines, and that's done. So now I'm going to type in the word paraphrase, and I'm going to go back to the article, which is over here. Okay, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to solve one problem right now. I'm going to take it down here. So what I'm going to do very quickly, because this is Word, it's even easier, but you can do this and also do this in PDF by copying them into a Word document. I'm going to check and see how many words those two sentences are. Those are 71 words. That's too many, okay? I'm going to close. So all you got to have is 30 words. So I'm just trying to find something that's 30 words. This might be close. $35, there we go. So I highlight that sentence, and I'm copying it. Now I'm going to go over to the other document, and I'm going to copy it into it. There it is. I need to put quotes around it. Anything in your article that you're looking at, anything in it can be quoted. Don't think of quotes as being dialogue. It doesn't have to be said, it can be written. And sometimes kids get a little confused about that. So I don't have to have what I'm writing and going to paraphrase doesn't have to be contained in quotation marks, okay? So I'm just clearing that up. Trying to think of all the ways in which people get confused, all right? So I've got 35 words in this, then all I have to do is I'm going to put those closing quotation marks. It would help if I had bothered to put, I don't know why I hit caps lock. Let me hit quotation marks. There we go. Well, sorry. They got to see my jumping cursor yesterday. That's because they went down there. So now underneath that, I'm going to paraphrase. And one of the things you can do in paraphrase, you should have gotten a handout that gives you the one that talks about using synonyms. So if I'm going to paraphrase this sentence, all right, now I'm going to have to blow it up so you can see it. The list of problems goes on, and okay, the list of, I might wanna find a different word for this, a synonym for that. I could do that for the verb. I could find something else for the list, as to paraphrase. Make sure that, there we go. In both federal and state cases, I could probably do national in place of federal cases, which could be another word. So I'm just sitting here, words that I can change. I can change death penalty. Is used disproportionately. There's a word that can be changed. Against. You see how I'm looking through this sentence for words that I can change to paraphrase it. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to come down here. And so if I look at it, it says the list of problems goes on. What does that actually mean? Issues with the death penalty goes on. Don't stop. Right? Goes on, don't stop. Okay. I don't have to, okay, in both federal, we could say, in looking at national and state issues, cases, or, we'll just say issues for right now. Capital punishment, because I happen to know that that's the synonym for the death penalty, all right? Capital punishment is more frequently assessed on those who cannot afford legal, a lawyer. That's legal representation, right? Okay. You see, that's all I'm doing. It's not a llama, it's a lawyer. Or the lawyer have intellectual disabilities, are in shock. That would be traumatized. Oh, wow. Mentally ill. All right. So that one I'm going to have to move intellectual disabilities. I have to delete that. It's mentally ill. Sorry. Suffer from some type of mental illness. You see what I'm doing? Are in shock, or lack the mental capabilities to understand the situation. So it's actually taken me several more words, and that was only the first part of that. So that's what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to see is you're going to tell me what sentence you are paraphrasing, and you have to put it in quotation marks so I can tell. And then and it should be in your article. That's where it's got to come from. But what this does is, by doing this activity, you've now summarized the source. You've actually taken a sentence out of it and made it more your own. So the more you write about something, the more you're going to understand the topic. The more you teach, the better you get it. That's how it is. So that's the purpose of this, and it's all shooting towards that final assignment of the argumentative research paper. Okay, so that's what you're doing. Does that help? You guys doing okay there at Health Center with that? Is that clear what's going on? I hope you're paying attention, because if it comes in wrong, what it's going to tell me is that you're so busy looking at your computers, you're not paying attention to me. That's what it's going to tell me, okay? It's got to be at least 30 words.
You can copy and paste it.
Yeah, you can copy. You don't have to retype it. You can copy and paste. Good heavens, no. That's what I did. I don't have any problems with you doing that. Now, when you do your research paper, copy and pasting from your article may not work as well. And to be honest, it may not be the font you're using, so if you're going to copy and paste stuff in, make sure before you turn in the paper that you highlight the entire thing and make sure it's all the same font and the same size. Well, no, I mean, I got a presentation from that huge sophomore class, and on a slide, they have, their font's the same, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of the slide, the font changes to a bigger font. How do you not notice that? I mean, to me, it's because you don't bother to go back and look at what you've done. It's called, we don't revise, we don't edit, so that's what I'm looking for you to do, okay? So, let's look at the paraphrase one, the first one that's got, let me open that up, that has, and we're gonna see, I'm gonna show it to you, that I tried to erase this, it didn't work well. Let me see if I can erase it. It won't allow me to erase. What is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, we're not even, I got a frowny face from the Adobe, so that's not good. I have to stop doing that, it doesn't like it when I do that. All right. Let's just do it, let me find a copy here. And do it here, okay? Oh, I've already done it, kind of. I'll do it on document camera. I'm doing something strange to all of the stuff. So now I'm on the document camera, so we're just gonna look at sentence one together. Do you see the page? It's the one that says paraphrasing with synonyms, worksheet one. Okay. So around 30,000 children may be helped by the proposed free lunch program. So what they've done in here is they've underlined certain words that you need to come up with synonyms. So we're just gonna do this first one together. Or I will show you the process I go through. You've watched me paraphrase something else, so around. In math, if something is around a number, it's, what's the word you use? About, okay, there's a synonym you can put in. Is there another one? If it's around 30,000, is it exactly 30,000 or it's close? What did you say? Roughly? Okay, what about approximately? There you go. Now, which word sounds much more intellectual? Approximately does, okay? So, see, there's all those synonyms you can do. Now, what I did show you was when I was over here in Word, you know what I could have done? I could have picked the word traumatized, gone over to review. Is it in review? Yeah, it's in review. And hit thesaurus. Look what's right up there. Oh, this gets cranky when I want to switch from the document camera, sorry. So, I highlighted traumatized, I went up here, clicked on thesaurus, and it brought up the words disturbed, shocked, upset, distressed, devastated, troubled, and they're repeated down there, okay? So it gives you synonyms. Now, the thesaurus is only as good as you are. If you don't really understand the word that the thesaurus has brought up, it will be the wrong one in a context. I had a student in summer school a couple of years ago that tried to do that with her research paper, and she just literally took somebody else's paper and put the thesaurus on almost every single word in it. But it still showed up as plagiarized, and it didn't make any sense because those words didn't work in that context. So you have to have a knowledge of what words mean to be successful in that. Okay, so let's go back over to the document camera. 30,000, you really can't paraphrase 30,000. Children, I could say in place of children, if they're going to be in a proposed free lunch program, then they're probably students in the school. They might even be elementary students. So see, I can expand on that in several ways. So this is a word that I can also do. Maybe helped. If you're going to help somebody, you need, what does that person need if you're going to, assisted. So I could say assisted in place of this. Assisted, and not necessarily by, but through the proposed school lunch program, okay? A lot of our pronouns in English can kind of still mean the same thing depending on what's coming after it. But instead of proposed, if I'm proposing something, if I go and put proposed in here, it's going to come up with a really strange word, I'll tell you. I'm just going to go with propose. Oh, no. Let me highlight it. Go to thesaurus again. And it uses suggest, offer, recommend, proposition, advise. But if I go to, I see intend, because there's two definitions. The verb is this one, intend. But if I go to the word plan, I can use planned in place of the planned free lunch, to propose the planned free lunch program. So I could do that. Or I could say there are other ways to do it, but that's how you paraphrase, okay? You just deal with certain words. And you know what, on your phone, you know what you have on your phone? You have the internet, right? I sent a message about something I thought was a phishing email to our tech people. So I'm gonna go to Google and I'm gonna type in thesaurus. Actually, I did it yesterday, and it brings up thesaurus.com. You get more limited on this one, I'll say. But what I would like you to do is, since I've only got Health Center, I don't know if Last Buddy's there or, hold on, let me see, I haven't heard back from our people. Okay. Health Center, why don't you do the even ones, and you three guys do the odd ones, okay? That's all you have to do. You can just write the words in. You don't have to rewrite the complete sentence. I'll give you just a few minutes to do that. And if you want to work together, you can do that too. Oh, you don't have a pen or a pencil? Is there a reason? At least you came, right? Okay. I'm going to email the guy at the region.
Ms. Thompson? Ms. Thompson, Health Center doesn't have the paper you're talking about.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Health Center doesn't have the paper you're talking about.
You guys don't have it? Oh. Give me just a second. And let me see. I don't know why I said I was missing. I'm not missing Health Center. I've got Health Center. Okay. Wellman Union. Help. Okay. Let me send that to you real quick. Let's see. Sorry, Becky. I'll get it there.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, that didn't work. Browse computer. I'm not sure what all those green things mean. Is it attached? Okay. Sorry, it's coming. My bad. You should be getting it quickly, hopefully soon. Oh, that explains it. The individual who handles this for me lost her grandmother, passed away. I just got an email, and I see her name in it from the family. Okay.
Ms. Thompson.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Ms. Thompson.
Oh, okay. That's what that means.
Ms. Thompson.
Oh, there we go. Hi, Coach.
Hi. We've been here.
Oh,
none
hang
of our
on.
mics are working.
Have you been able to hear me?
Yes, we've been able to hear you. We just trying to get our mics to work to get your attention.
Okay. So, and have you been able to see the screen also?
Yes.
Okay, good to know. I had no clue of knowing, but because what I just realized, if you hadn't heard me, my ITV facilitator is out there because of the death. So that's what's happening there. Did you guys get did y'all get the worksheets on the paraphrasing? Okay, thanks. Okay. So all I need to know, hopefully Haley's there somewhere too. But I did send an email to the region since Brooke is not available, so. Okay. Okay. All right. So Wellman Union and Haley, if you're there, y'all do the odds, right? That's what I
No,
said.
we're doing it.
Well, you guys, along with you guys, there's 3 of you, there's 4 at Wellman, and there's 1 at Last Buddy, so that equals the number that are at Health Center. So what's happened is, normally the screen splits, but it hasn't split, and that tells me there's some glitches, but, let me email the other person. Okay. So I'm going with the notion you guys are working on it. I'm gonna switch over to the stand over here so that I can hear if you guys are getting the paraphrasing down. I will say that if you're going in, there we go, awesome, my email worked. So now I can see everybody, cool. That certainly helps. Let me send her a thank you for that. No, I never did get that. Oh, there it is, it finally came in. Okay. Well, she's not sure if that's I've gotten a couple emails. One unsure if that is the Health Center. You guys have the copies yet? Has Ms. Ferguson gotten them done for you? I hope so. Since you only had just a few to do, we're gonna go ahead and work on them over here. And this way, you can see me, and I'll just say, all right, so Health Center was doing the even, so just somebody at Health Center, what word did you use in place of, it's all of the people in class studied hard, what word was used in place of people?
Hold on, ma'am.
Okay, I'll hold on.
We put students.
Students, okay, that's a great one, good job. All of the students in the class studied hard, what's another word for studying hard?
Vigorously.
Vigorously, okay. Okay, then we've got the effect was a big increase in test scores. What's that do for effect?
Outcome.
The outcome, okay. How about test scores? Oh, I'm sorry, big increase.
Boost.
A solid boost, okay. That works. You could say dramatic rise. Okay, there's a lot of ways to do it. Good job. All right, number 3, let's go to, let's see, Welcome Union. If you use cheap paper and discount ink, what did you put in place of cheap?
We use inexpensive.
It's kind of scratchy, say that again.
We use inexpensive.
Inexpensive, yeah. And if you think about it, that the word cheap has a negative connotation. Inexpensive is not so bad. It has a more positive connotation, doesn't it? So there's little things like that can affect. How about discount?
Knockoff.
Knockoff, okay. More generic. What? L-I-A, liable? I'm not sure. Liable? I don't think so. If you just use generic, it's like, if I go buy HP ink from my printer at home, it's more expensive if I just buy the generic. Somebody, I can save 20% by buying the generic or a knockoff. It's like buying the knockoff purses are a lot cheaper than buying the name brand purses. So, okay. All right, so then we go to the quality of your printed documents will suffer.
Decrease.
I'm sorry, say that.
Decrease.
Decreases, okay. This situation,
Problem.
problem can be avoided by switching.
Swapping.
Say that again.
Swapping.
Swapping, okay. That's another word for switching, isn't it? To high quality, what about products?
Merchandise.
Merchandise, there we go. And you could actually say to more expensive products, something along those lines. Okay, so we're back to Health Center. The weather forecast says it will be mostly windy and rainy over the next few days.
For over, we put throughout.
Throughout, okay. Throughout, what did you put for a few days?
Handful
Sorry,
of.
say
Handful
that.
of.
Sorry, say that.
Handful of. Handful of.
I'm not understanding.
Oh, handful of days.
A handful. Or could you say, like where we are right now, could you say throughout the weekend? Wouldn't that cover the next few days? So it depends on where you are in the week too. So those will work, okay. In addition, how about in place of that?
Additionally.
Additionally, okay, or also, a strong typhoon,
Destructive.
a destructive, do you know what another word for typhoon is? It's a big weather mass. It goes
Hurricane?
out of the ocean, out of the land.
A hurt.
No, it's a
Tsunami.
Yeah.
Typhoon is just the eastern hemisphere's term for a hurricane. So you can say a destructive hurricane is expected to, what do you put in place of hammer?
Hit.
Hit, okay. I have to tell you, yesterday, one of my schools used the word to collide. And I thought, what a great word to use in this instance, because if you think about a hurricane hitting land, there's a collision between that air mass and that land mass. So I thought it was a much more descriptive word. The hammer's pretty good, though. And the coast next Wednesday. Okay, good job there. 5, let's see. Let's go with Haley. Can I hear you at all? Maybe not? Oh, she's going to try. Okay.
Hi, Miss Thompson.
Hi there.
Okay. Huh?
So we're doing 10 and 5.
Okay.
So what'd you put in place of caught?
Seized.
Seized. Okay. Seized 2 high school boys smoking. Outside school cafeteria. Wonder what they were smoking. This action.
I put activity.
Activity. You could even get spiked and go this. Illegal activity. Of course, the principal. That's the wrong principal, by the way. It should be PAL. to expel?
To remove.
To remove, to, if you, when you spell, you to send them to an alternative program, see how I just made it that much longer. Specifically out here, we don't send you expel, they get sent off. Yeah, that's just what happens out here. Then for, what would you have about violating?
Breaching.
Breaching. Breaching the school's no smoking policy. What about policy?
Guidelines.
Guidelines. Okay. Guideline rule. So far you guys are doing pretty good. All right, 6, this goes back to the health center. The engineer must judge.
The engineer must decide.
Determine, okay, how much dynamite to use according to.
Pertaining to.
Okay. Pertaining to the, we've got quantity of.
Amount of.
Material to remove from the tunnel. So now if I look at it and just go from to use according to the quantity of material to be removed from the tunnel, I could actually come up with a big, much longer version of that. That how much dynamite to use based on the amount of land to be excavated from, see how there's other ways I can do that one. All right, SPC, you guys get this one. Skateboarding is a fun way. Exciting. Okay, anything else? Enjoyable. And the reason why enjoyable is a little more effective is because fun and enjoy kind of mean a little bit closer, but exciting works both ways. So skateboarding is an enjoyable way to exercise, meet people, and look cool. What other word would you use in place of cool? To look what? Fresh? Stylish? Okay. I mean, they're not a slang word for somebody who's really cool. You know, cool. What? Dope? Dope? Okay. And look at dope. Okay. Didn't fat, C-H-A-T, used to be a word that meant that same thing? Or could you say awesome? That's the old woman's word, awesome, right? Or copacetic. That takes you farther back in time, I'll just say. It is a popular sport with around 10 million skaters. Approximately. Yeah, about, okay. That's a bunch of skateboarders out there, isn't it? 10 million skaters. What are you going to say in place of worldwide? Huh? Okay. Nationwide is not exactly worldwide. Around the globe, or what's another word in place of that? Globally. Okay. You could say universal, galactic, you know. I mean, but if anybody watched skateboarding at the Olympics this summer, it was very interesting. I'm like, oh my, and they're little bitty 13-year-old girls doing it, right? Like, sheesh. Okay, based on this information, knowledge, okay, good word. Based on this knowledge, or research, skateboard companies work hard to develop. What are they doing when they develop? What? Transform. Okay, but if you look at new products after it, you're not really transforming a new product. You are creating, okay, new products for this large group of customers, athletes. Aren't they athletes? Okay. So that was just an example of how to do the paraphrasing. Let's look at the one about cell phones underneath it. I've already kind of done it, so I'm going to cheat. And you can see I'm just writing all over it. Cell phone usage has exploded. That's kind of scary, isn't it? It's exploded. I put expanded over the past decade, the past few years, the past 10 years. Couldn't you just define what decade means? Okay. And continues to rise, to increase, to rise dramatically, to increase dramatically. See how you could add some words in it to make it more exciting. But you don't have to add too many words. Today there are over 1 billion phone users worldwide. There are above there are way too many, okay? Worldwide, internationally, concern has arisen over whether cell phone usage can harm a person's health. Researchers warn consumers to be careful about issues over their health. See how I would actually paraphrase this one completely differently. I would switch the sentence around. Yeah, I can, you know, have you ever, I've dropped an iPad on my lip and bruised it. You know, you're sitting there doing something and it's leaning right here and you go boom, and they're heavier than they look. Yeah, I'm not the most graceful someone sometimes. I was jogging, actually, I call it running, but I was running the other night, and I actually walk backwards to stretch out my legs after I run, because it's a different motion, it uses your muscles in a different way, and I literally walked out of a shoe. It's good that I'm on medication for osteoporosis. Okay, let's see. Brain cancer rates, what was it? Intracranial tumor occasions or, development in the United States have risen since cell phones were introduced, leading some people to wonder if cell phone usage is the reason for the increase, if cell phone usage is responsible for the rise in these types of cancers. So that's how you do it. So that's what paraphrasing is about. You don't have to do all the little words. Oh, see, it's a little cranky-wanky. Please check your PC computer. No VA. That's interesting. Oh, hit the blue. See if I got rid of it when I did that. So part of it's just the technology. Here's hoping that the technology gets fixed. So you need to turn in your summary and your paraphrase assignment by midnight tomorrow night. Look over apostrophes. I've got to send apostrophes and the personal revision document for the summaries and paraphrases. That's, if you stop and think about it, what am I going to ask? Does the citation look correct? Have they got author tags in every sentence? Every sentence begins with some reference to the author of the article. Don't repeat them. Vary your verbs. And then the paraphrase, it's just, can you tell that it is reflecting what the original one said? I have to update the peer revision document for that. So hopefully we're cool on that. I haven't had a chance to look at your emails, but at least I may be able to do more work at home with my computer, so I'm excited about that, okay? So it's 8:50. We will see you guys, okay? Have a great weekend. Stay out of trouble. Okay. I'll go in and start checking your, all those messages I got, okay? Well, there's 11 now. Woo! Okay. Hmm.